Hello everybody, Victoria here, and welcome to today's session where we're going to walk through how you can create your very own destination retreat that's high ticket, that's going to bring you in anywhere from 300 to 600K. It's such an exciting opportunity for you because destination retreats are an incredible way for you to truly help your audience, your dream unicorn clients. My name is Victoria Garlick, and for the last 27 years, I've been helping people start and scale their online businesses to their first million, to 7 and then multi-7 and 8 figures. Having a destination retreat is one of the ways that I personally have been able to move the money needle so quickly in my business. And today I've got so many notes in front of me because I just want to walk you through how you can do this too. Because what's going to happen is you're going to create this transformational experience whereby in a short time frame, as in 3, 5, 7 days, however long your retreat is going to be, you are going to be able to help your audience, those dream unicorn clients, get rapid results, that rapid transformation that they desire. And what I'm going to do is share with you the step-by-step of my most recent one that we have done in New York City. It was for an 8-figure unicorn empire. I work in the world and the universe of unicorns where people are creating very high ticket items, creating massive impact globally, and are being beautifully compensated for their work. So I'm going to share with you a little of the behind the scenes about what my team and I did for this particular offer. Now, this one was held at the Sheraton in Times Square in New York. The reason being, we wanted something really local to a studio, a photography studio where we were hosting their personal branding photo shoot. We had access to a beautiful conference room inside the Sheraton, and it was Times Square. So we literally walk out, turn left, and Times Square is at your doorstep. So it was a little touristy, but it was a lot of fun. The very first thing that I want you to think about is your audience. Now, this is one opportunity for you to really dial in your audience, your dream unicorn buyers, because we want to join the conversation that they're having in their mind right now and help them with this transformational experience. It turned out that this was a women's retreat. We didn't start like that. It was open to multi-7-figure entrepreneurs, but it was 12 women that booked first. So it became a female retreat, which is not the first time that's happened for me, but often it's a mix. So we had a very specific target audience in mind, and I want to share a little bit about the depth that we go to for our retreats. Now, I have done many retreats over the last 27 years and really understand that the success is the people. That if you can bring these like-minded individuals together that all are aspiring to either, one, solve a pain point that they're experiencing and your retreat is a solution, and or you're helping them with the achievement of the fulfillment of something that they deeply desire, something that they really want. In this case, for the 8-figure unicorn empire destination retreat in New York City, these women were all multi-7 figures already, and they wanted to get a blueprint, a personal, bespoke, custom 8-figure blueprint for them to work on over the next 18 months. So they weren't just working on this in the time that we were in New York. This was an 18-month, step-by-step, bespoke framework, because this is what I will say to you as you're building your business. What gets you to 6 figures is so different to what gets you to 7. 7 to multi-7 is a whole other world. And then once you hit multi 7 to 8, again, it's a completely different beast. There's so many more moving pieces. So nobody that had 5 figures or 6 figures was coming to this retreat. Multi 7 figures only. It was application only, and we were very strict on who could attend this because it was going to be so incredibly unique and so incredibly dialed in with our core messaging. So the first thing you need to think about is, who are the people? Who am I bringing together? And I always say to my private clients, make it either invitation and or application based only, because you just need one bad egg in there. And when I say one bad egg, I don't mean a bad person. I mean somebody that's not aligned with what everybody else is working towards, and it will really disrupt your retreat. So we had 3-part interview process for this. The first interview was with a panel of my team. The second was with one of my head coaches, and then the final interview was with me. So let me tell you a little bit about Morgan. She was our ideal unicorn client for the New York 8-figure Unicorn Empire retreat. Morgan owns her own tech company. She's mid-40s. She's extremely passionate about moving her business from multi 7 to 8 figures over the next 2 years. We were based on the next 18 months, so it fit in perfectly. Morgan is known for her strategic thinking, her innovative approach, and commitment to continuous growth. I say this constantly, but we must be a protege as we build our business. We must be learning from others, being coached, being mentored, going to networking events, really honing our skills through different courses. Like, I have spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on my personal business growth over the last 27 years, including recently doing my master's in international marketing, so I could make sure that I am so dialed in on innovative marketing strategies, not just for my business growth, but for that of my private clients who are paying high ticket to work with me. So Morgan is a trailblazer. She is in front of her tech industry. She has scaled her own business as the CEO and founder. She makes the key strategic decisions and is driving the overall vision. I didn't want any women at this particular retreat that were not in the driver's seat of their business. They had to be the founder, the CEO. They were the overall visionary of their business. This was super important. We didn't want anyone there that was like, oh, I've got to actually ask approval for that, or, I need validation for that. These women are just such strong, powerful, empowered individuals that have worked incredibly hard to hit their multi 7 figures, and now they are laser focused at this retreat to learn their personal blueprint that's going to take them from where they are now to 8 figures. So with your destination retreat, you must be absolutely crystal clear on your who. So let's continue with our who for our particular retreat. Morgan, she's a leader, forward thinking. She thrives on innovation. She wants to implement groundbreaking strategies in her industry. She's a continuous learner. She truly understands the importance of continuous learning. She actively seeks knowledge to stay at the forefront of industry trends and innovations. She loves networking. She's extremely goal orientated, and she is extremely coachable. We had a 4-day retreat in New York City for this particular offer, and we worked hard, we worked fast. We started at 4:45 a.m. every single day, and it was about taking action and implementing. At the end of the 4 days, every single woman that attended, we had 12 women, had a crystal clear blueprint of their 8-figure framework of what they individually needed to do to get them from where they were, multi 7 figures, to 8 figures in 18 months. So if you don't have that clarity. It's very hard to ask people to pay you high ticket to come to your retreat. Now, in this case, we had 12 women. It was $49,997, so it was a $50K US product to attend. Now, every retreat that I do, everybody has to organise their own flights, and we do accommodation, food, bev, and ground transportation. Why do I do that? Everybody at this level wants they have very specific needs. So one lady had a private jet, others were flying first class. I think 2 or 3 of the women were doing business class. Other people were coming in from, different destinations. Women were traveling from all over the world. It's not my job to plan their flights. It's not my team's job to do that. I know a lot of people that organise destination retreats, that's all inclusive. That's amazing. That's not my superpower. That's not what lights me up. I don't care how you get to New York. Just get there on these dates and leave the rest to us. So that's a personal choice. What we wanted to do was we wanted to really ensure that we were creating a 4-day transformational experience that had elements of surprise and delight. This was super important to me. Elements of surprise and delight. Somebody is paying my organisation $50,000 to spend 4 days with me. That did include their accommodation at the Sheraton Times Square, and it included everything what we call on ground. So all the restaurants, everything was included in that, including all of their experiences. I wanted to make sure that every woman that attended walked away with a very bespoke, custom, tailor-made 8-figure blueprint. That was extremely intentional. We did a lot of work leading up to this. It wasn't just a matter of just landing and them saying, this is a bit about my business. We had already done, leading up to this, 11 weeks of pre-work. So there was 11 weeks of pre-work to go into this. Part of that, and this is part 2, so 1 was the blueprint, part 2 was this surprise and delight element. I don't know about you, but I love free stuff. I love it. I go to all these events and I'm one of those people that never leaves my free gift bag behind. I love it. Absolutely love it. Most of the time it's filled with samples and, a whole lot of crap. I still love it. Love, 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 love. It was so important to me that we had these experiences for each woman. Now, let me just take a step back. There was 3 elements to the 8-figure unicorn empire, and this is how specific I want you to be with your destination retreat. 1, we wanted to diversify revenue streams. So these women are now at multi-7. They're pretty good at what they do, don't you think? We wanted to implement product expansion. So evaluating their existing products, services, and offers, we wanted to identify opportunities for expansion or diversification. This included things like entering new markets, entering new countries for some of the organisations, adding variations, bringing on new product suites, etc. Cross-selling and upselling. Everybody walked away with a very strategic marketing strategy to encourage existing customers to purchase additional product services and offers, upgrade, and we utilised customer data and feedback to identify relevant offerings with that. We also looked at all of their operations and logistics. We spent a whole day on this. This was based on automation and technology, supply chain optimization, and scalable processes. So what got these women to multi-7 figures wasn't going to get them to 8. We had to diversify, we had to expand, and we had to inject a whole new level of operations and a whole new level of logistics within their business. Think systems, think processes. Not overly sexy, but that's what got these women to 8 figures. Really important. We also wanted them to walk away with a targeted marketing campaign that was very strategic in terms of strategic partnerships. So that was another whole day that we worked on this. So what I want you to think about is we want to have, like Morgan, our dream unicorn buyer, We want to have somebody that we can speak to and join the conversation that they're having in their mind right now. Super, super important. We want to have 3 minimum, very specific strategies that they can walk away with. Because we need to sell the end result. They're not coming to have cocktails in a hotel room. They're not coming to see just one guest speaker. They are coming for a experience, a holistic, transformational experience, and you need to be able to articulate that to them, that they see all of those incredible benefits. At the end of the 4 days, what's in it for me? How's my business? How's my life going to be different? So the surprise and delight is one of the biggest things that I can personally say has changed our destination retreat model. I love surprises for my clients, and we made sure that for this particular one, they were spectacular. These women are paying $50K for 4 days. We wanted it to be amazing. So I really want to share these with you so you can see kind of the level of what at high ticket people will be not so much looking for, but you know what they're wanting to experience. And I'm just going to read from my notes here because we've got so many different experiences we had. So to begin, when everybody arrived, they had their own suite at the Sheraton Times Square, and I wanted everyone to have a gift basket on arrival. This included really beautiful Australian wines that I had handpicked myself. We had really beautiful, I don't know if anybody knows the Australian brand Camilla. It's a really beautiful designer brand. She does these incredible caftans with just beautiful prints. We had a cruise one night, which again was a surprise, and everybody was to wear their Camilla caftan that night. We had Victoria's Secret silk pajamas, and we had their logo embroidered on that because we had a champagne breakfast one morning where everybody wore their silk Victoria's Secret pajamas. I had to put Vegemite in there. I mean, who cannot try Vegemite from Australia? We had some beautiful Australian bush tea made, and we had a whole 12-month set with their logo on it, so they could keep it themselves or they could gift to some of their clients as well. They were all Australian. Everything just had a touch of luxury. Everything was beautifully packaged, and it was there upon arrival. We already knew people's sizes. We knew kind of what they liked. This was from the 11 weeks of pre-work that we had already done. I wanted to take it a step further, and I wanted every woman to walk away with not only their 8-figure blueprint, but I wanted them to walk away with a life-changing experience, something that they probably would never have organized for themselves. And I want to share some of them with you because so much time and effort went into these. But this is what we really believed that our audience, our target women, wanted to experience. One of our beautiful clients, she is a very successful consultant on plant-based eating, She works with 5, 6, 7-star luxury yachts, resorts, villas, luxury brands on implementing plant-based eating into their restaurant, into their events. For one organization that she works with globally, it's for their wedding and conferences. Her consulting fees start at $250K US. She is extremely, extremely successful and is absolutely amazing at what she does. So we were looking at different things that we could do for her, and there is an incredible plant-based restaurant in New York called 11 Madison Park. Fine dining, plant-based. It overlooks Madison Square Park. Like, if you've been to Manhattan, it's one of the most beautiful parks. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful art deco. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to surprise her with a dinner there, not with all of us, but she was actually 3 weeks later celebrating her 20th wedding anniversary. So we had her husband Daniel fly in. Amazing. They had dinner there. She thought she was just rocking up to this restaurant in New York with all of us from the resort. Daniel was waiting there. They had a beautiful fine dining, plant-based experience, the two of them. And then we'd also organised a beautiful helicopter ride for them the following day. So they had this amazing, which I hope and kind of know now, was something that was so memorable and so special. We must surprise and delight, and something that really aligns with them. Another one, and this is probably my favorite one, but this is really personal to me. That's probably why I love it. My son, Kai, he just turned 19 on the weekend. He is looking to go to America to play baseball for a Division I college in America. Being able to do that here from Australia is no small feat. We've, working with an agency, like trying to get him in front of baseball college scouts, it's a big thing. One of the ladies that came to the New York trip, and she actually flew over with me. We flew together. She lives here in Sydney. Her son was in America playing baseball for a college, and she hadn't seen him in 9 months. So I had organised for him to come and meet her, and they went to a fantastic Yankees game at Yankees Stadium, the two of them, mum and son, hadn't seen him for 9 months. This was the greatest gift, the greatest surprise that I could give her. Son flew in. They had this amazing, amazing day together. Now, that didn't cost a fortune. That didn't cost anywhere near the 20th wedding anniversary. So we have to remember, for these particular women, it's not about the money. It's not about the expense. It's the experience. So if you can surprise and delight your dream unicorn buyers in this destination retreat, you are going to blow their mind, because it's something that is so unexpected. So I want you to think about these moments. Another one, and this is a really special one also, one of our clients had just launched a book, a business growth book, and I don't even think it had been on the shelves for 10 days. And we had organised with a PR company in New York to do a live launch at Barnes & Noble without her knowing. We did a live event, we had a party, we had press there, and we provided her with a 3-month, very in-depth, very intentional and strategic PR campaign for her book. How cool is that? It's so different, so unexpected. Another one, she used to be a Broadway performer, loves Broadway, and has an obsession with American Idol, the TV show American Idol. So we did 2 things for her. One, we took her to the Carole King musical Beautiful. We got to watch that, and you won't believe it, 3 nights later, Carole King turned up as a surprise in the audience. We missed it by 3 days. Imagine if we had done that. Oh, that would have been incredible. And American Idol was filming at Radio City Hall the week that we were there. So we actually arranged for tickets, and because someone knew someone, we got backstage behind the scene tickets, and also got to go to a cocktail party for American Idol. Experiences that are really nothing to do with the result of an 8-figure blueprint, but have everything to do with an experience about being part of this life-changing retreat. People do not want to just go to a retreat and do a few guest workshops. They want an immersion. They want to be totally immersed into what it is that they are there for. So 4:45 a.m. starts, and we didn't finish until night. One of the days we had a personal branding photo shoot, which is super important as you grow and scale your business, regardless of what industry you are in. That was something that was pre-planned. We had that all organized, and the women walked away with a $10,000 photo shoot as part of the experience. Their photos, they had some reels made, they had social media images made, all by the end of the 4 days. So they left with something tangible in addition to all these other incredible experiences. And then the final experience that I wanted to share with you was one of our clients, Sherry. Sherry's daughter was getting married in, I think, maybe 4 months' time off the top of my head. And Sherry had spent the last year at the gym. She had been eating well. She'd stopped drinking. She lost 22 kilos, looked amazing. And one of the big things that was stressing her out, and she kept telling my team and I this prior, was that she didn't know what to wear. She was hoping she could find something in New York. She was like, I just hope we have some spare time to go shopping. We organised a personal stylist for her that actually took her shopping, and she got the most incredible mother of the bride dress. And that's something she is always going to remember, and always going to come back to that experience at the 8-figure unicorn Empire retreat in New York City. So we have to move away from just having these workshops or having, a guest speaker turn up. A destination retreat needs to be a transformational experience. It needs to be something that's really going to change something about your audience's life, something about their business, something that is truly going to be phenomenal. And it doesn't have to be priced at the 50K that we priced this at. We've got clients that do it for a lot cheaper, and we've got clients that do it for a lot more. So I want you to think about those really key elements, your audience, joining the conversation that they're having in their mind, and providing a destination retreat to truly, truly help with that. Being so strategic in what they're going to learn and experience at this retreat. I went through our 3 very intentional topics over 3 days. We did 1 per day. That is the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? That is the kind of detail that people are going to want to know. They're not going to care what restaurants they're going to, what time a workshop's taking place, what time they have to meet for the cruise. They care about, at the end of that time, what is going to have changed? What is that rapid transformation that's going to have helped them? That's going to have helped solve a problem and or helped with the fulfillment of the achievement of a dream, a vision. These women, I am so confident they could get themselves from the multi-7 to 8 figures themselves, but they wouldn't have the step-by-step bespoke custom campaigns and strategies. They certainly wouldn't be able to map it out on their own in 4 days, and they probably wouldn't be able to do it in collapse time of 18 months. So we are providing something that is literally going to change the finances of their business. In addition, they've got all these incredible surprise and delight elements that are so bespoke to them. The baseball game, American Idol, the Carole King Beautiful musical, the plant-based restaurant to celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary with a helicopter. It's all part of the experience. So the pre-work is going to be vital to the success of your destination retreat. It's going to be very important. The last surprise that I wove into it, and we provided them the final night, we had a cocktail party at the Plaza, which is just the most beautiful, beautiful venue overlooking Central Park. We had a really beautiful cocktail party, and I made an announcement that as a gift to each and every one of them, they would receive free access to my 3-month 8-figure Unicorn Empire Mastermind. I wasn't opening it up to anyone else. It was just the 12 of them. And that's valued. My private clients pay $125K for that. And I waited for the last night to tell them because I wanted it to be just the most magnificent and exciting send-off. I wanted them to be like, okay, this is incredible. And it's something now to look forward to. And I very deliberately had our first session in 3 days' time. So they had time to get back home, relax, get back into the swing of things. And then we hit that mastermind. It was a 125K gift, and I didn't invite anybody else. It was just the 12 of them, because you can imagine 4 days in New York with all of these experiences. They became very, very tight. And in saying that, 2 of the ladies have gone ahead and have put together a diffusion model and have got a business, an affiliate marketing business that they're working on together, purely from meeting at this particular destination retreat, which is incredible. All right, let me know any questions, because I want to answer your questions personally, but I just wanted to get all of those foundational pieces to you straight away. And now what I want to do is I want to talk you through some questions that you really need to be asking yourself. These are the very specific questions that we review before every single destination retreat, and we have done many, many, many of them. So ask any questions below. I will make sure I answer them. If you're watching on replay, there is a replay. Hashtag replay, tag me in and ask any and all questions. Now what I'm going to do is jump into the questions that you need to ask yourself to create a high-ticket destination retreat that's going to result in anywhere from 300 to 600K profit for you. I know some people do retreats and make 5, 10K. Some people are happy to break even. That's not what we do in the unicorn universe. Here we are hitting our first million, hitting multi-7, and hitting 8 figures in our business. We don't play small. It's all about being so expansive with our business, with our offers, and truly creating unicorn offers for our unicorn dream buyers, where they get the most incredible results and you get beautifully, beautifully compensated for your work, and you get to make massive impact. Like, I personally changed these women's lives and how they make money forever. Can you imagine how that feels? It is just so rewarding. So ask any questions below. I will answer every single question personally, but let's jump into what you need to ask yourself. So to begin in the pre-planning, we want to really focus on your who. Who are these dream unicorn clients that you actually want to work with? Because to really have a successful retreat, they need to be like-minded people with similar goals, with similar aspirations. That's why I wanted to just share a little bit about Morgan at the beginning of today's session. So you can see that we had 12 Morgans at that event. Really important. What is going to be your unique selling proposition, your category of one? What is going to make your destination retreat different from anybody else? Because anybody can go to a yoga retreat in Bali and have multiple choices. What can your retreat offer that nobody else can? Now, I know I talk about this a lot, but features tell and benefits sell. You need to put up in lights what those benefits are. What is that rapid transformation? Are they learning something new? Are they experiencing something they've never experienced before? Are you helping them with an achievement of something, the fulfillment of that? We have private clients that do destination retreats on so many incredible topics. And we've got one, and she's actually in Ubud in Bali at the moment. She is with brides-to-be that are planning their destination wedding in Bali. So they're going to Bali at this retreat to plan their own beautiful, luxurious, one-of-a-kind wedding. And Simone actually takes them to different vendors, to different venues. They have tasting menus. They have all these incredible experiences. So how unique is that? I don't know anybody else that's doing that. Simone has absolutely nailed that as a category of one. And it's an expensive retreat. Think about something that you can create that nobody else does. And what happens then, and with the category of 1, pricing then becomes irrelevant, because what happens is people can't get what it is that you're selling, what you're sharing, the experiences that you're providing. Therefore, pricing becomes irrelevant. I have so many people say to me when we talk about the 8-figure unicorn empire retreat, 50K, my God, that is so expensive. I don't know how people can pay that. These are multi-7-figure business women. Multi-7 figures. That 50K to them, with the results and the transformations they receive, on top of those surprises, those incredible, delightful experiences, it's a no-brainer. We have wait lists for all of our destination retreats, and many of them are from past attendees. These incredible entrepreneurs that are coming for very specific reasons. And they continue to buy because they know that they're going to get a life-changing experience that they won't get anywhere else. And that is our USP. That is our category of 1. What can yours be? Next, I want you to really think about the theme, the topic. Like, how is it going to be positioned? Is it as specific as mine? Let's get you from multi-7 to 8 figures in 18 months. Is it wellness? Is it breath work? Is it an adventure? Is it relationship? What is the theme? What is the topic? Because you want that to be really highlighted in all of your core messaging and all of your communication. Maybe you signed up for a yoga retreat and you get there and you find out it's a silent yoga retreat. Maybe you've signed up for a business growth event and destination retreat in London and you're so excited to go, and you turn up and you find out it's about getting to your first 10K months and you're already at 100K months. That topic, that theme, that core messaging must be put up in lights. So I always invite my private clients to do 2 things as they're mapping out their destination retreat. 1, I say to my private clients, what are you best at the world at? Give me your best at the world at, best in the world at statement. And then 2, how are we going to articulate that and implement that into your destination retreat? So think about how you can do that. What are you best at the world at? And how can you inject that topic, that theme into your destination retreat? All right, next, let's look at your location and venue. Why did I do New York? The main reason I did New York for that particular retreat was for the personal branding photo shoot, for the client experience, for the people coming. And also it was New York and it could offer us a plethora of experiences. We do a lot of retreats in Thailand, a lot of retreats in Bali. Why do we do those? Because usually they are for our Australian market and they're not, a 24, a 30-hour flight. They're a 5, a 6, a 9-hour flight, less than 10 hours. The more accessible, still high ticket. One of our Bali retreats that we did last year was $39K per person to attend. That was for 7-figure business owners. So think about location and venue. How is that going to align with your audience? Does your audience want to spend 30 hours one way getting to you and 30 hours getting back? We do a lot of destination retreats because when we do them here in Australia, we don't often call them retreats, purely because that's where we live. But we have so many clients that travel here, that come and spend time here. So you can definitely do retreats in your country, and then you can do the destination element as well. So think about the key factors in terms of how many people can they hold? What's the capacity of the on-site conference room? Like, all of those things are very important. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get someone from my team today to put all of these questions into a Google Doc and upload them here so you have access to them all. Because there's lots of questions and lots of moving parts, so you can just go through and answer them all as you curate your own destination retreat. Next is budgeting and pricing. Don't just go in and be like, okay, I want to do what Victoria does and I want to charge 50K per person. If your audience isn't even at 10K months, or you're doing a retreat to start your very own business, you wouldn't be thinking about a 50K price point. It must align with your audience. It must align with where you're going. It must align with the overall theme and core messaging. Think about your pricing strategy in comparison to what you offer. Nobody else. I see so much training and they're always like, just do what everyone else is doing in the pricing world. In the universe of unicorns, we don't do anything that our competitors are doing. We're a category of one. We're a standalone unicorn, and we charge what we want because we are beautifully compensated for our work. If you're wanting to do a budget destination retreat, this session isn't for you. My work isn't for you. We don't do budget destination retreats. We do pure transformational experiences that are high ticket. So you can be beautifully compensated for your work, and your incredible unicorn clients can get the results that they desire. Next, I want you to think about logistics and operations in terms of financial risks and ensure that your retreat is financially viable. Don't go into a retreat to break even. I had a lady that I spoke to a few weeks ago, and she's always wanted to go to Hawaii. So she's planning her retreat in Hawaii. We did the numbers. She's literally going to lose money. Forget breaking even. She's going to lose money. She was prepared to do that to go to Hawaii. I said to her, why don't you go to Hawaii as a holiday so you're not losing money to be there and work, and choose somewhere else where you're financially viable and you're going to make a profit. When you're playing in the universe of unicorns, it's not just about making small profits. It's not just about breaking even. Think of all the work that you have done, all of the achievements you have made up until where you are now. You deserve to be beautifully compensated for your work, because we're no longer trading time for money. It's not like I want to make $1,000 a day. Over 4 days, I want to make 4K. No, I want to make 40K a day. I don't want just to trade my time for money. I want to be beautifully compensated, outrageously compensated for the work that I'm doing, because I have worked so hard to get where I am. And at these destination retreats, you leave nothing on the table. You give everything. You walk away from that knowing that you have given all that you can, and you have created a life-changing experience for the people that attended. That is where I need you to be mindset-wise. In terms of logistics and operations, thinking about your daily schedule. Like, you don't want people racing from one event to the next. You don't want to have them at this incredible lunch and then they've got to get on a subway for an hour, or a bus or a train for an hour to get to the afternoon session. Really think about timing. We spend so much time on our itineraries. I'm working with a client at the moment who's planning a beautiful retreat in Fiji. We have spent hours and hours and hours tweaking her itinerary, moving things around, because people don't want to be in a rush. They don't want to be pressured. That's one of the reasons we start at 4:45 at many of our retreats. It gives us hours and hours more in every single day. And we have like a working breakfast. We're working. And then we have all these other great experiences where we can sit and have beautiful bottles of wine or champagne and cocktails when we've got the time. But when we're working at the retreats, we're working. Okay, how are you going to handle things like dietary restrictions, preference for meals? legal, insurance considerations. You need to think about all of that. You need to get people to sign contracts. That logistical and operational side is key. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to expand a little on the questions that I've got here in front of me, so you can just see exactly the kind of questions we answer in terms of logistics and operations. We want to look at your marketing and sales. Start selling early, because what will happen is you'll end up with a wait list. We have wait lists for every single destination retreat that we have. Every single one. I want you to start selling early. Get that buzz, get that excitement. You can do, I hate this word, it always reminds me of really cheap and nasty, but early bird pricing. Get people in early, like founding retreat members, founding participants. Get people in early, and then the prices just start to raise as you go. You don't want to be 3 weeks out and scrambling, doing a flash sale to get the last few people into your retreat. Sell early. People are already buying our retreats for June 2025, middle of next year, and pay in full, not just deposits, they're paying in full so they can get that early bird price point. Think about how you can really market this in a way that you're not giving away everything. You want to hold those surprises. You want to hold that delight back so you just blow your attendees' mind when they're there. Super important. Okay, we also want to look at the communication and engagement pre-retreat. To have a successful destination retreat, you need to do that pre-work. And I'm going to put together my questions that I answer myself and then the questions I ask my attendees. So you're crystal clear on the kind of information, the data you need to really gather so you can make sure that your retreat is just phenomenal. And by doing that pre-work, for New York, we did an 11-week pre-work. I mean, that's not 11 weeks full time. It's probably a few hours a week, but still it was an 11-week cycle to get everything we needed. So think about how you can do that as well. We also want to think about what kind of activities can we organize that are unique, that are a little unusual. If you're in Bali, why don't you look at some of the cultural experiences, something that they probably wouldn't do at home? Think about different ways of injecting unique experiences. One of our most successful and fun and very rewarding activities we did last year in Bali is my family and I, my husband and my son, massive surfers. We go to Bali at least once a year, normally more. We've got our own, what we call like our own family there, people that we know really well, that we spend time with, people from Bali. So we had organized to actually go to it was like a full, I'm going to say it was almost like a 3/4 of a day. So we went to a beautiful orphanage, an orphanage in Bali in the morning, and we had like a workers' bee. So we got to hang out with all of the kids. We fixed up lots of things. We took over presents. One of our clients who came on that particular retreat has part of his business model, he works with founders and startups and has like a give back project. So he had 11 laptops that he brought over and we set them up. We set up a little classroom, like the whole thing was amazing, incredible experience. Then we went to a primary school and did something a little bit similar, but we actually did some teaching. We went in and we did some reading and some teaching. My favorite part of all, I absolutely loved it. And then we built in one day, we built like this, it was like a mini library, but it had everything that we had brought over. So they had a library, but it was just like a couple of shelves of things. Everybody that came brought books. We brought pencils. We brought colouring in books. We just went crazy with everything that we brought over. Then we actually went with one of our drivers, who's a dear friend of my family's, and we went to their community and they did a cooking class with us. So they actually taught us we did a curry. We did this incredible curry. They taught us, they took us walking around their property, their land, explaining, the vegetables that they grow, what their processes are. Where are you going to do that? Where are you going to have these experiences? We were meant to leave after lunch. We ended up spending another 3 hours there. And because we were all in I literally was in a pair of cargo shorts, a singlet, runners, had my hair up in a bun with a hat on. We were all an absolute mess. We spent many hours just helping fix things up. They had a big shed. Can I tell you, our attendees, the feedback that we got from that day, which turned into something that was probably meant to be a few hours, it almost was the whole day, if not 3/4 of the day. Favorite experience of the whole trip. And we did amazing things. We took them to a cave, we went whitewater rafting, we went scuba diving, we went to a day island, a day club island, on this luxury boat with water slides, private chef, private butlers. No, the community day was the day that they all absolutely loved. And Travis, who was the gentleman that works with founders and startups who brought the 11 laptops, he now has a sponsored, what's it called? Sorry, I'm getting hiccups. A sponsored event that he does 4 times a year, and 100% of the profits go to that particular orphanage that he experienced. Unique, unusual, things that your audience wouldn't do anywhere else, something they would never experience elsewhere. And if you can integrate those into your itinerary, it's going to be that life-changing experience that people desire. And the next time you're okay, well, we're going to go to Sydney, or we're going to go to New Zealand, or, Bora Bora, the Maldives for our next event, you can have people with their hands up already being I've experienced Bali, I've experienced London, I've experienced New York, I want to do this. And you have these repeat buyers, this brand loyalty for your destination retreats. So make sure that pre-work is done. Build excitement, prepare your attendees, have an itinerary that is scattered with surprise, delight, unique, unusual, cultural if you can. Things that are going to make a difference in their overall experience. Okay, then also the evaluation and growth. The feedback loop is vital in your destination retreat, and something I feel a lot of people just don't do. They're done, it was successful, move on. Destination retreats have the ability to inject 300 to 600K every time you do one if you sell it high ticket, if you create a transformational experience, not just a retreat with expert guest speakers, if you inject surprise and delight, if you inject unique, unusual cultural experiences based on where you are, and if you truly focus on, at the end of that retreat, that something has been accomplished, achieved, something has been learnt. There is an end result. It's not just okay, we're going to send you off now, best of luck with everything you're doing. There is an end result, something that they can walk away with. In our case for New York, they had their custom, bespoke, tailor-made 8-figure blueprint. In addition, they had a 10K personal branding package. Images, professional photos, reels, socials, things that they could utilize straight away. So I want you to think about everything that I've shared with you today in a way that how can you implement all of these moving pieces? How can you create this for your dream unicorn buyers in a way that you're going to change something about their life, something about their business? We've got a lot of relationship coaches that do retreats, very small retreats, very luxurious, high end. They could potentially be saving a marriage, saving a relationship at the end of these retreats. Someone's starting a business. Somebody creating a dream wedding, a dream event. There are so many possibilities. Like, the possibilities are limitless. Like, the sky isn't even the limit when it comes to destination retreats. So what I'm going to invite you to do, I feel like there's been a lot of information, a lot of moving pieces. I'm going to get my team to write up these questions. I'm going to get you to really focus on mapping out a one-page retreat unicorn summary. It has to be unicorn. It has to be part of the universe of unicorns. Just purely magnificent, irresistible, something they cannot experience anywhere else. And I'm going to invite you to send me the one-page document, and I'm going to give you personal recommendations from me about what I would do if I was in your shoes, when I would run it, where I would run it, what my category of one, my USP would look like, what would be some experiences I would inject, what would be the surprise and delight, the unique, the unusual. Completely free, no obligation, just to get you ahead of the game so you can get your destination retreat that's going to inject 300 to 600K into your business with a high ticket destination retreat that is life changing. If you just want to do that boring workshop in Bali, or you just want to take people and sit in a conference room all day, this is not for you. I'm not your person to help you curate a high ticket destination retreat that's creating impact. So send me your one-page document. I will make sure that this document, with all of the questions that you need to consider for your very own destination retreat, is uploaded by the end of today. And as always, if you've got any questions at all, comment below. I will answer every single question personally. And if you are watching on replay, hashtag replay, tag me in, and I will answer any and all questions over the next few days. Best of luck with your destination retreat. I hope I've inspired you to think outside of what's possible. Remember, you don't need to wait for approval. You don't need validation. You don't need all your dots lined up to do it. Make a decision that this is something you're going to implement and take action on. Stop wishing, start doing. And it could be the one big event that moves you to your first million, your 7, your multi-7, your 8-figure business model, because destination retreats have the power to do just that. And I'll finish by saying they are the most fun that you can have. Like, I love working with my one-on-one private clients. I love it. But Zoom does not have the same effect as when you're literally sitting right next to somebody. When you're in this magnificent room getting a facial together and you're talking about all of your dreams and your aspirations. When you are sitting at a cocktail making class, making cocktails and giggling uncontrollably together. At the photo shoots, at the dinners, at the champagne breakfasts. Wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing, have so much fun with it, because it has the potential to not just change your attendees' lives, but it has the potential, like it did for me, to change your life as well. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I hope you're feeling so activated, so inspired, and I want you to go and create that one-page unicorn destination retreat document. Send it to me on private message on Facebook, and let's make some magic together. So much love, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are, and bye for now.